Hey, Jerry, you got a minute?
Sure.
Kermit, this is Dr. Lesser of the Harvard University School of Education.
Hello.
How do you do, sir? Jerry, could you help us by explaining to Kermit here how they're putting this program together?
First of all, back in the summer of 1968, we held a series of seminars with the workshop staff and all kinds of teachers and sociologists, child psychologists, literally hundreds of people who know and care about teaching preschool children.
But it was the mix of people that made it very challenging. We were not just talking to other academics. It was television writers and producers. And if we lapsed into that kind of talk, Jerry probably stopped us and made us translate into language that could be useful for the producers.
It's a collaboration between production, researchers, and educational advisors.
So my father was very involved with media really from the days of campaigning for Adlai Stevenson.
I'd been in New York for the meeting of what is now PBS. It was then called National Educational Television. And we had the presentation by Joan Cooney, who had just created Sesame Street. It was not yet on the air. So we took her to see Senator Goldwater. Senator Goldwater looked at her and said, "Joan Gans Cooney." He said, "Are you from Phoenix?" She said, "Yes." She said, "Are you related to Harry Gans?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "That's my uncle." Barry Goldwater said, picked up, got off the desk, put his arm around her. He said, "Harry Gans was the first contributor to my first campaign for public office. What can I do for you?"
That was an early story that my dad tells all the time to demonstrate the bipartisan commitment to Sesame Street and to public broadcasting.
I got involved on an advisory board for Sesame Street in the late 80s at a time when they were starting to think about how to make Sesame Street useful to and appealing to Spanish-speaking kids in particular. And I participated in a couple of meetings brainstorming how to negotiate code switching and language mixing in an appropriate way.
Sometimes I say hola, sometimes I say hello.
You do.
Sometimes I say vamos, and sometimes I say let's go.
I remember the first week that I was at Sesame, I attended the curriculum seminar for the domestic program. And they were articulating and asking questions of advisors who were there that were very analytical and challenging. And I thought, this is a place that I know I'm going to like to be. It was the early 90s. There was a kind of explosion of interest in the international work. And in particular, there was a beginning, a kind of emergence of using Sesame in the international development realm.
Sesame came to us. I got an email asking if I would participate in one of the Sesame curriculum seminars focused on children's self-regulation. And I presented our work and our view of the science of self-regulation in early childhood and how it's related to all kinds of things for kids down the road.
This is the waiting game, and if you wait to eat the cookie until I get back, you get 2 cookies!
When I saw some of those early segments in season 45, it was clear that there were elements of our discussion, specific features of it, that ended up directly in the show, which is amazing.
Me want to grab it, want to eat it, but me wait. Me want it, but me wait. Oh, this is not easy.
The demand for quality material is only going to grow. That for families, having the opportunity to share in a multi-generational way, an experience that is learning and engaging as well as entertaining, that was pioneered by Sesame Street.
That explain things, Ralph?
That's terrific. Thanks, Jerry.
Glad I could help.